Yo, let me try to mute my mic, my boy. Listen, turn your Xboxes off, y'all. No Xboxes right now, y'all. Sash, get that Wi-Fi together, man. We in here, man. What's good? How y'all doing? When I first sat down, a lot of times when I be coming to y'all doing these videos, yo, it be late at night. I be tired. I feel like I got the world on my shoulders at times. But I'm like, yo, I know no matter what, I gotta stay in the lab. I gotta stay working. Gotta keep my feet moving because I know no matter what, I gotta keep like demonstrating my faith and the things I say that I'm about, and what's on my heart right now, what's on my heart today, is mostly about. Because I was trying to think of how to frame this whole Drake thing and how to frame this whole Kamala thing, and I guess no matter what, there's always a thread between everything, and that's what we do on this channel, man. Um, in case you don't know, my name is Six Paths Dice, Mr. Lane. If you need me, it's Six Paths TV. We look at everything through my lens of my six paths of health, which is physical, mental, spiritual, financial, social, and creative romantic. And we always look at the input and output, the diet and exercise, and every each one of those aspects. Then we put that whole thing together. We get more of a holistic idea of a good life. One of my main objectives is to help you with improving your communication. Because if I can improve your communication, that means that the same voice you talk with is the same voice you think with. So if the voice you talk with starts making more sense, you follow me. Okay. And then my grand scheme is to really help y'all grow the fuck up. Matter of fact, yo, what my goddamn soundboard? I'm ready to get busy. You understand? Listen, we're gonna go ahead and lock in for about a half hour. You understand? I was gonna start with the Drake thing, but I think, yeah, let me go ahead and get the heavy lifting out the way. Kamala, get done it again. Kamala, you out here, but I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not that mad at it, but for the sake of the cause, I'm gonna be mad at it. You in here bugging. You in here bugging. But you know what? Hold on, man. Before I get to cooking, let me go ahead and make sure my audio is right. Okay, cool. All right, and that the nasty mic is not activated. I'm gonna go ahead and undo rag myself. All right, I'm saying that the hair's starting to lay down a little bit. Okay. All right, we ready to do a little cooking. All right, let's get to it, baby. All right, share the screen real quick. Shout out to beloved Anton Daniels. Fair use. We're going to share that clip first. So Anton already reported on this subject, so I figured there was no need for me to find the original video. I'm gonna go ahead and respond. I'm gonna go ahead and react to his response to this whole thing.
That stuck out in my mind was, why are we the face of decriminalizing on a federal level marijuana laws, which me
Fair use.
personally, I have never, ever been into marijuana, never smoked weed. I am not that type of person. I've never had to worry about whether or not I could get a job because I had weed in my system or anything like that. But why are we then becoming the face? When you are proposing policies or just making a proposal in general to try to pacify us, why are you not asking us what we want, but instead you're giving us what you think that we want to hear?
The respect, man. The respect. Yo, it's the hardest truth about this whole election. I think one of the biggest lessons that people are going to miss out on, and this is one of those things where I guess this is mostly just going to be for the black men. This is how the world sees you, black man, or this is how the world thinks they can interact with you, black man. This is how the world thinks they can get things from you, black man. I was a stream done by attorney Dennis Sperling. Shout out to Uncle D, the Blizzard King, and he did a stream. It was called "Black Men Have Always Been the Prize," and what he was pointing out is all these contributions that black people have made to American culture and history and the advancement of this country, from the hard labor that we put in for hundreds of years for free, to the inventions, to the culture, to our contributions in each professional field. And not only do we have contributions, those contributions moved humanity forward. Like niggas invented the refrigerator, the traffic light, the light bulb, so on and so forth. You understand? So I guess the conversation I want to have is that, man, you don't got to put up with that shit. That don't got to be your life. And something else I wanted to say was like, listen, beloved, I ain't gonna never stop fighting for you. Listen, this channel's for everyone, but I ain't gonna never stop fighting for you. It saddens me every day. Oh man, I always shudder when I hear black men this talk about just living a shitty life. Like, this is dude I know. I'm over here in this conversation. We in a 7-Eleven. I hear a nigga say, I gave a little nigga $20 and he went in the building, never came back out. I was like, oh god damn, that's that's disrespectful. I know that $20 hurt. That's a lot. That was a lot at one time. That's what she said, Paul. There's levels to this whole thing, man. And there's levels to understanding. And I am torn about it, but I like how Anton is breaking this down. Because again, he asked a really important question. Who have you spoken to? Why don't you feel as though you need to go talk to all kinds of black men who have families, black men who are productive, and see what we want? He put that perfectly. Like, you were telling black men what they want. Niggas ain't said nothing. Don't get me wrong, like that is an emerging industry. I will disagree slightly. It's not, well, I'm not sure if this plan has anything to do with making it more of a priority to maybe give people of color, black men in particular, a way of getting into that market, because there's a lot of money being made at these dispensaries. Like, people told me how much Rise makes over here in New Jersey. I think niggas was saying this is some crazy number. I feel it was like 6 figures, like a week, something crazy. You understand? Anywho, we go ahead and keep sharing this clip. I'm gonna share a little more of this drawing, and then we're gonna move on, man. Hold on, where is that? Where is that?
In order to try to satisfy you and then quiet down black women and our voting patterns. But when I heard that, I had to pull up on Fox News and have a conversation with Laura.
Joining me now is JJ.
Yo, shout out to Anton. Anton really be on Fox News, man. Like, for real. I remember, like, yo, like he always leave a link in the chat and whatnot. He let you come up and everything. Yo, Anton really, like, been like the blueprint for doing this whole content thing, man. Pretty much just showing, like, yo, if you keep working hard, you keep at it, man, something gonna happen. You feel me? But yeah, shout out to the bull.
Jackson, an online entrepreneur who caught my eye over the weekend, and Anton Daniels, a YouTuber and content creator. Anton, let's start with you. You've seen the 5-point plan, which includes the weed, includes the $1 million forgivable loans that is just obviously never going to happen. What is your take on this after Obama essentially insulted black men last week?
Well, the first thing that hit my mind, and when I had the conversation with a lot of people that look like me, men specifically, was why didn't they address issues or they valued us before this started to become an issue and Obama decided to put his foot in his mouth in the first place? That's number one. But number two, if you go down and you look at it, it becomes even more disrespectful, because it's almost like, oh, we're going to make sure that we legalize marijuana laws because black men are disproportionately affected. Oh, we're going to give you loans that's forgivable. I thought that was grants. But then at the same time, instead of making sure that we're safer, that we have opportunities, that we have lower taxes, that we can get the jobs that we want, they want to dangle more fruit in front of us, low-hanging fruit, in order to sell us on scraps, in order to get us back into the Democratic plantation. It's not going to work. It's just more disrespectful.
Now, Jay, I talked to a friend of mine today who said it might be at, 15% now, but that's just the beginning. If Trump gets back into office, you're going to see those numbers increase, I believe. You were personally offended by Obama's pitch last week. I saw your, I think your TikTok video. What of this today?
Well, I mean, I agree with what Anton just said. If Obama really wanted us to support Kamala or Kamala, however you pronounce her name, that should have been his pitch or his presentation to the young black men that he was speaking to. Give us something of substance. Like, I have a higher standard. And so each of her 5.
And you know what's crazy is that, that's the next point that I want to get into. He said, I have a higher standard. Let me tell you something. This is what I'm talking about, black men. Listen, I'm going to keep saying we are on the precipice of the greatest black renaissance to ever happen, because it's not going to be limited to one geographical location. It's happening everywhere, all day, every day. All right, because the only way that anything gonna get turned around, you know what I mean, is for one, black men are starting to say, no, you're gonna adjust to me. You're not gonna sell me on, I'm gonna get what I need from you if I keep adjusting to you. When you do that, you absolve the other person from doing any work. Always follow the work. I always follow the work because I can see the work. One of the reasons why when someone sees me, like, so I drive a nice car, right? One of the reasons why people look at me a certain kind of way when they see me in that car is because they know that I've done some kind of work, that I've done something right. All right. When you see someone in a nice house, you don't say, oh man, this guy's an idiot. He has a nice house. No, you know that they've done something right. Listen, I'm finna give y'all mad Jaguar right pauses and rises and falls in delivery. I'm really here to content. I'm trying to tell you. You understand? The work don't stop. We'll never give up. Seriously, we'll never give up. You're going to be here anyway. Why not keep working towards your goals all day long? It's like a muscle. Everything is a gym. You got to keep going, baby. Listen, this is my first day feeling like myself again, all right? You ever find yourself in a slump, under a lot of stress, you got to eat mad beef, mad pork, and mad potatoes and mad eggs to help you cope with all that. So that's why I've been on. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling more like a warrior again. I'm about to move into my new spot, a bigger and better spot. You understand me? And the work didn't stop while I was here. But anyway, getting back to this respect. So he spoke on the Obama thing again. And this is a part of black culture. And this is something that comes at black men from all angles. And I'm like, damn, so I had an interaction with one of my coworkers the other day, I think yesterday. It wasn't a bad interaction and whatnot, right? And I'm not saying it was wrong or they did anything wrong, but one of them, he had made this joke before about, he remind me of Suge Knight. And I'm like, I wasn't offended. I'm just like, my God, that's not flattering at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's not flattering at all. And I gotta say, I cried we need to stay away from these. You know what I mean? And again, I wasn't offended, but at this age, I pick up on, when you kind of saying something that's kind of awkward, or you're trying to make someone feel awkward. It's not really and again, I wasn't mad. It was just more so about like, you think I'm supposed to hear that and say, oh, like, nah, like, no, that's weird. Nah, it's a weird thing to say to my face. All right, first and foremost, no one has ever wanted to look like Suge Knight. And again, got mad love for those guys. I'm not mad. I'm just saying it's a little weird. But at this point, I'm used to it. And at this point, I recognize, like, all right, you know what's like, we're going to laugh together worthy and versus I'm messing with you type of thing, which again is fine. It's fine. But I bring it up because, again, that wasn't no big deal. But I bring it up because we have a culture of where there's a circle of disrespect where black men don't respect other black men, right? And hence even with the thing with Obama. Like that whole thing, it just didn't hit on so many levels. It was so cringy. The body language. I mean, like that's first of all, you don't talk to men like that. I think I said that before. You don't talk to no man like that. You don't talk to no, especially when you ask me for something. Like, how is this? You ask me for shit? Let me tell you something. Men in general, when someone is asking you for stuff, especially when they want something from you, it doesn't matter who it is. The least they can do is have manners about it. The least they can do is show you some respect about it. You understand? Hold on, beloved. My computer's not plugged in. Hold on. My bad, y'all. So anyway, but you know what? Never mind that. I think that video, the fact that he did that, it's a good thing. It's a positive thing. Let me tell you why it's a positive thing. Because sometimes things have to happen in order to show the power scale. One thing I love about the show Baki is that they spend a lot of time power scaling. So the first episode of Baki is Yujiro killing a killer African elephant. What dude kills the elephant? So he kills the elephant, then he eats the elephant. So if he can kill a killer African elephant, that means he must be really, really strong. The Revenge Tokyo arc on Baki, which is based on 5 guys that was on death row that left death row after Baki won the Maximum tournament because of the energy in the air, and they all wanted to come there to fight, and they eventually all agree to have a melee around the city, right? But respectively, you see how they all escape. One of them chops through people. He chopped them in half. Was able to chop them like this. The Dorian, right? So again, the power scaling. So when things like this happen, right, how you react to it is an opportunity to show how strong you are. And right now, black men are showing strength. No, you're going to have to actually sit down and find it in your heart, find it in yourself to show me some fucking respect. Says a lot. You want to talk to no Chinese man like that, Barack? Hold on, let me find that clip real quick so we can see the disrespect.
Who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is?
Crazy gaslighting, bro. So we know what he's saying when he says that shit. He knows why. So that means that you know what's going on, Barack. You know how we feeling, Barack. I'm sorry, we're not gonna do Barack. We're gonna say President Obama. I'm sorry, President Obama. President Obama. You have an idea, right? You have an idea where it's coming from, right? So rather than trying to understand that and speaking to that point and speaking and problem solving towards that point, you think talking to us like dickheads is gonna make us say, "Oh man, you know what, bro, you right." And again, this is black, and this is also his understanding of black culture, which is that black people, especially black men, need to be told how to think and what to feel, you know what I'm saying, and when to express yourself. And that's just bullshit. Yeah, that whole delivery nasty. And you grabbing your chin like that, nasty, man. That's manipulative. Villainous nature, bro.
Putting women down?
You see these pauses? Yo, listen, he rusty. He is rusty at this shit right here. He's rusty. All right. Because he's also freestyling. All right. He's freestyling. He's doing a whole monologue. All right. Barack has to realize that when you try to have this conversation, You can't have this conversation with black men. You know why you can't have this conversation with black men, especially now? Because again, we have social media and people, we're starting to all compare our notes and starting to come to the conclusion of, I have to decide what's best for me. I have to decide. I have to look out for my own best interest. And a lot of black men, I really think that you don't understand the meaning of the word benefit. You don't like that word. Because once we introduce the word benefit to things, right? Then men have to think about that. And that's how men are starting to free themselves from traps. No more dating. No more marrying. No more simping. No more kowtowing. No more, especially for black men, no more no one's going to. First of all, black men are starting to say, I'm going to either find proper leadership or I'm going to just lead myself. And that's why you see the change in these behaviors, because once a man asks himself, how do I benefit? And he can't come to a conclusion, that changes everything. That's a sign of strength if it changes everything for you to realize, okay, and don't get me wrong, in situations where, you can help someone who needs your help and you can do it easily, or like, I don't know, like you're in the supermarket and lady's too short to reach for the Cheerios. You reach up there, get the Cheerios, and you give it to her, and you keep it moving. Like stuff like that, like small favors and stuff for your family and friends. But anywho, again, I just want to shout out black men and say I'm proud of y'all for standing up. I'm proud for the men in the West in general for standing up and saying, you know what, we're going to start taking control of basically of leadership. We're going to start assuming leadership again, because that's actually not really how power works. Power again, you don't get to just have power unchallenged. All right, that's why we have a whole army. Because what it's doing is it's making men docile, and African American men, it's just time for you to wake up, bro. It's time, because the thing is, it's hard to be great when you don't think you're great. All the greats in any field, if they're truly great, they have a strong idea that they are ill at what they do. They're not guessing. They're not guessing. They're not waiting. They're not washing tables. You was waiting. They wasn't waiting. Or moving like dude from Family Matters, saying shit like, "Thank goodness you've had your surgery. We're good to go." So that all of that is crazy. That's like mad history all at one time. Oh my gosh. Anywho, so what else can I say? Oh, matter of fact, let me go ahead and share a little more of Anton's video real quick. Then we're gonna get into this Joe Budden response to Drake trying to be a human being.
Points. Okay, those are decent gestures, I guess, but there are some additional things that I believe that need to be done if you want to get us to, vote for you or even pay attention. I mean, the things that we value in terms of our border, in terms of capitalism over socialist communism, those types of things, we value the protection of our country. And I swore to protect, to fight and defend our country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And what I see from the Democratic side is just that. They are enemies within our country, and we have to do everything we can to keep them out and fight them.
But Joy Reid on MSNBC, she's a very prominent African-American female commentator, and she said something different about the plan. Watch.
I commend black men. Brothers, let me tell you what y'all did. You went out there and played hard to get and got a whole long list of policies specific to you. That is how votes are supposed to work. That's You're right. supposed to be asked for your vote. You're supposed to have agendas presented to you. Y'all got that.
I mean, Anton, I'm not sure why she's, seems like she's changing her vocal inflection there. But is that it? Like, the men just were waiting for like some goodies that, again, are never going to.
You know what? You know what's funny? That's a good one. They basically said, "Hey, listen, niggas, here go a goodie bag. This is how we want to repay you for helping to make America the greatest country in the world. Thank you for the peanut and the thousands of things that came from that. Thank you for all your free labor. Thank you for fighting in every single war and helping America win every single war. And coming home missing limbs, coming home crazy, right? Thank you for all your hard work. And the way we want to do that is, I'm going to legalize weed. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. First of all, Ninja's going to smoke regardless. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I just don't think we should. It's not terrible, but you shouldn't have led with that. I'm like, you don't think that's in bad taste? I'm like, God damn, like you're not even trying. Listen, if we was from that other community, listen, you would try so hard, okay? You would pander so hard the correct way too. Because the other community, I'm starting to feel like litigious just means that you're from the other community. Period. Because they sure are litigious. All right. They go right through that process for real. They die. I once heard that too, though. I think from Dr. Umar, how like the Italians got pardon me, fire department, the Irish got the police, and the other community got like the government offices and whatnot. Very interesting. But anywho. Yeah, it's like a goodie bag. But let me explain to you. Let me go ahead and break down what I think would have been very appealing to black people, and not black men in particular, is we need to have more incentives for families. Okay? Mortgages based off of if you are a married couple and family, and you had to stay together, you know what I'm saying, until the house while you were, in order to maintain the mortgage and whatnot, you guys gotta stay together. All right. If you, I don't know if y'all divorced, I don't know how that would work, but basically something that incentivizes families coming together and staying together. All right. Far as loans go, yeah. But I mean, opportunities are just better. I mean, putting money in people's hands is great, but I think it's something that for one, how can we really track that? It's talking about giving out 1 million forgivable loans. Then that's basically a grant, like Anton said. I'm like, what? Like, I feel like Kamala like wrote this in her phone and just put it on the website, and they just said, all right, whatever, they should be good with that. They know they like to smoke. Anyway, what else we got here? Oh, all right, so let's go ahead and get to this clip I wanted to react to with Joe Budden. So this is Joe kind of responding and reacting to Drake's speech, or just Drake expressing himself on stage recently, and I thought it was really interesting what he had to say about it. Fair use.
Yeah. So what's the posting of the Solange and all of that? What is that?
I don't know.
No. That's not. He's a TV kid.
Oh man,
that's what you're saying, right?
All I'm saying is when people start doing things to that level,
Britney Spears,
abnormal shit that we just like, why the fuck you do? I think they really be going through a point where they don't have no other outlet.
out. So what's the posting of the Solange and all of that? What is that?
I don't know.
No. That's not there yet. I want him to stand on this bullshit that he's saying right now.
Why you feel it's bullshit?
Because Drake's real fake friend spiel is all over the comeback season. It's all over so far gone.
All right, so I think on some level, this is like one of those things where it's a point that he's putting together that just makes enough sense that you kind of feel like it's true. And I'm not saying he's lying, but what he's going to get into is basically, in so many words, taking the humanity out of the moment and the game that he's trying to explain. In a lot of ways, it really is a lot like the game that Hove used to try to give to us. Hove was always talking about how things change once you're successful. He was always talking about how your friends going to change and these different dynamics and what success is like and whatnot. But at that point, no one really relates to you and no one's really listening to it. And they're not able to appreciate it because they don't really look at it as you speaking the language of winners, but that's what's going on. You're speaking the language of a winner. But winners don't realize until they become winners that people don't really relate to that. They don't get that. They don't really, and you get further and further from being a human being, and they feel less of a need to be careful with you. All human beings, life is fragile, and all human beings have life. So if that's the case, why wouldn't you be more careful with people? So, and he has a bit of a point, and he gets to a point about saying, you know, I have to question what kind of friend you are, and I want to expand on that. But I'm gonna let Joe cook for a little bit.
It's all over. Thank me later. It's all over. Like, this has been his story. So for me, it was disappointing to see that your song hasn't changed in terms of you feeling like that. It's disappointing to see that you haven't made the changes in your circle. And maybe you can't, because that's, again, when you just part of too many circles. When you're too huge, you just part of everything, and maybe you can't. But it's a shame that he still feel like that and didn't make the necessary changes to avoid that. And that's been his story for so many years.
Well, sometimes your music,
that's all.
Your music sometimes can contradict what you're actually going through.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop them there, man. I don't want to share no more of that. I'm gonna go ahead and speak the way he's saying. I think that we're disappointed in the wrong people. You cannot be disappointed in someone for one. You gotta make room for the possibility that when people are good people, it's hard for them to relate to someone trying to do them bad or do them dirty. All right. The thing is, if you're not a liar, you're just simply not really going to relate to people who lie. So if you don't relate to that, it's hard to know, oh, this person's lying to me. Like, it took me a long time to realize when I was being manipulated and when I was being deceived. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men. That's why. Well, first of all, that's why men are very easily manipulated, because men don't relate to deceiving other people. Because being righteous is a masculine trait. It's a masculine behavior. Without men, there is no respect. Without men, there's no righteousness, because there's no one to enforce it. And not only that, to maintain the same thought. That's what law is, all right? Because men are more likely to stay on to understand, no, this is a rule and it has to be a rule, and I have to enforce this rule, or at least say, hey, this is the rule. You understand? But on the flip side, I do kind of feel as though he has a bit of a point. He said your song hasn't changed, and I'm disappointed that you still feel that way. And to a certain degree, I think that what you gotta understand is that I don't think that his song is not changing. That speech says, "Hey, listen, I'm growing. I'm getting over this shit. You know what I mean? I'm doing better." Not only that, we also gotta make room for the fact that no, you can't relate. I know what it's like to be in competition and have won something or done really well or something, and because of how people feel about you, they will act like or treat you like you're not doing what you're doing, or what you didn't have that impact. You got to realize, think about other rappers, and you always got to be worried about when other rappers speak on other rappers, especially if someone is way more successful than the other. While Joe Budden's his star was kind of coming down, Drake was coming up. You know what I mean? And shout out to Joe. I'm one of the original Joe fans. I'm one of the first Joe Budden fans. I'm saying I was outside when he was doing his first freestyle on that Clue tape over the Let's Get It beat. Don't the only nigga in the hood with the Air Force guns. Who's the nigga in the white tee in Air Force One? The only nigga in the hood that got Air Force guns. You know what I mean? So go way back. You know what I mean? But always wary of that. And I had to start learning and understanding that, yo, why would this person who's competing with you want to see you win? Or realizing, yo, we in competition and the competition never stops. So a part of competition is not giving props, not giving credit. That's a part of it. And the faster you realize that, especially when you're going up, again, men will always see it fit to try to pick you apart or pretty much try to pretty much attack your self-esteem. And so I'm gonna go ahead real quick and play this speech by Drake real quick.
My real friends are definitely in the building. But I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna come to a point in life where people you thought were friends or people you thought were close to you, they might switch up. They might try to move funny with you. They might stab you in the back. They might do a lot of things to you. You'll come to that realization. Wherever you're at in life, you've probably been there and you'll be there again. That's how life is. But look, sometimes it's you and you alone by yourself. Sometimes it's you alone with your thoughts. Sometimes, you know what? Play this song, go ahead. Baby.
I'm gonna tell you what happened in that moment. And what happened in that moment is that, yo, my man probably been drinking. My man probably lit, you understand? And you're trying to have a conversation in the moment, right? And when I look at how people want to paint these moments and try to make everything about what really was a weird moment, and really in Black history, the fact, like, I'm gonna keep saying it. I didn't like anything Kendrick did. I wasn't really moved by any of it. He's rapping for a minute and a half on Not Like Us, bro. Drake is snapping for like 8 minutes, bro. Like the fact that you're trying to compare the two records is nasty. It's just nasty work. The fact that no one's questioning anything about Kendrick or anything he said. He doesn't have, and it proves the point. You know what I mean? About like, yo, it don't matter what this nigga do. When Kendrick put that whack ass song out, the party is over. The fact that if you find yourself trying to like something, you don't really like it, it's okay to say I'm a Kendrick fan, and I get where he going with it. People were trying to shame other people for not wanting to enjoy the content, and rather than saying, nah, this song is whack. It's just not a good song. It's not enjoyable, and no one likes it. And actually, no one does like it, man. No one wants to hear that shit, man. It's just not, because it's not actually music. It's just you thinking so highly of yourself that you don't think that you got to make something that I can enjoy. I'm like, that's why that big step and shit is like, nasty work. But anywho, but also speaks to a greater point, which is the world, America in particular, once Black men shut the fuck up and just be taken advantage of, and to just produce. And he made a really good point. And this is for the youngest. I mean, I think I totally missed out when he said sometimes you got to realize it's you and you alone. That's not really a negative thing, because you're not always going to be alone. But you have to be comfortable and happy and at peace being alone. That's all it's about. And again, that love shit. Love is great. When you're experiencing affection and good times with loved ones and whatnot, and building with loved ones, is an amazing thing. But men cannot walk around wanting to be loved. For the being stabbed in the back kind of thing. What he's referring to is the fact that so many people who supported his career did not step up, you know what I mean, and say anything. LeBron could have spoke up. Wayne could have spoke up. Future could have spoke up. Cole basically said, yo, I'm good. And I'm sorry. That's just not. And on the same podcast, Joe Budden podcast, they were talking about how that was a mature thing. That was smart. No, that's not what hip hop is. And now, in the same breath, I'm saying, now you don't want to hear him no more. You don't believe him no more. The world needs champions. The world needs, especially hip hop. Hip hop is the battle. When we lost the battle, we lost the magic in hip hop. When niggas stopped battling, we are starting allowing that. And then you say that he rap and he has no battle ability, and then they start hearing the music sound more and more watered down because you've never done a live performance. You never develop your delivery. That's how you develop your delivery, is through being in ciphers and battles and whatnot. You understand? So, Black men, in general, bro, let me tell you something. Don't tolerate this shit, man. Don't tolerate the disrespect. No one is allowed to tell you how to think, or when you should express yourself, or when you should speak your mind, and how to tell your story, how you should feel about your story. You gotta realize, it's a rapper. Joe Budden used to rap. Joe Budden will never be as successful in rapping as Drake was. Got mad love for Joe Budden, you know what I mean? But there's a keep it a stack. If you think that man, you're going to be biased. He didn't have the best experience in the industry. You're going to be a little bit biased at times. You know what I'm saying? And also, he's doing a podcast. You have to create content. You know what I mean? And like, you know, so I'm not really mad at the man, but I'm like, I just don't agree, man. I think that other black men need to take notice. You know what I mean? And before we go, if y'all think that, you know, I'm tripping and whatnot, let me go ahead and play something real quick. I haven't played something. Let me just share something real quick. Hold on, y'all. Where's my saved? Again, this is a picture with Drake with his son at the kid's birthday party. And someone writes, that kid should thank Pusha T. Thank Pusha T for making him a good dad. This man has a whole white baby. So we all agree that kid is in the white community. Someone also wrote, I wonder does his son bump Not Like Us on the low? Y'all corny as fuck for that. All you out there that want to become something, don't tolerate this shit. And don't get that no credence. Don't get that no life. That's the devil. They're trying to tear you down. Don't listen to that shit. Quiet is kept. You will develop and become better from people who encourage you and pour into you, not people who tell you that you can't do shit. Anyway, man, the work don't stop, man. I keep telling myself I'm gonna go to bed early so I can wake up early, but hey, whatever. Gotta do this work. Gotta make this happen, man. So
get up and get out of the relationships.
All right, man. Before we go.
Thank goodness you've had your surgery.
Wow, it's crazy. Like, share, subscribe, man. I'll see y'all later, man. Peace. Love y'all.